Actually, my own brothers went against me too. My brother is an open heart surgeon too. The other one is an ophthalmologist, and they could not understand why did I shift. But I was experiencing so many healings that were happening, and I had to actually make the decision to go one way or the other. Not only this, there was a lot of science in there, and I thought that, you know, and it was a calling.
So if I can, I'm not going to ask you just to believe the words that are being spoken. As a physician, I try to look at where the information is. That's with you, the people who have been taken care of. So before you decide if Dr. Nemeh can heal people, I want you to meet some of his patients. Now, let me just ask the audience, have you heard of something called spontaneous healing? So put your hands up if you can. So a few of you have, a lot of you haven't. It's when the body somehow heals itself. It has this power that we all acknowledge exists, but within medicine we don't understand why. And many of us are trying to tap into that, and we look at it in very different ways. Now, Kathy says Dr. Nemeh helped her deal with a mass in her lung. In fact, he helped the mass disappear.
I was so sick. I was coughing blood up. I wasn't breathing well. I was just really bad. The doctor told me from what they seen on the CAT scan that I had a very bad mass in my left lung. I went to my friend's beauty shop and I'd start crying, and I told them everything that went on, and they says, we have to get you to Dr. Nemeh's office. I was scared, and I would have went anywhere to find out if there's something that I could do to save my lung and to keep my health and to keep my life, because I want to be here for my family. I went to see Dr. Nemeh, and I had a 2-hour visit where he worked on me and did acupuncture, and he used infrared light. We talked and we prayed together. All of a sudden, I took this breath of air, and I just kept taking breaths, and I couldn't believe how much air I was taking in, and I felt wonderful. I met back with a lung doctor, and he said, I never get to tell my patients this kind of news, but it's gone, you're clean. And he just said, I don't know what I'm going to write in my report. And I go, well, you put what you have to put, but in my heart, we all know what happened here. It's a miracle.
Thank you for joining us, Kathy.
Hi, thank you.
It's pretty emotional to watch that, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Let's look at Kathy's scan again. This is her chest x-ray, and you know, even if you're not a heart surgeon, you can appreciate that that's not supposed to be that little mass there, and that's what folks were concerned about. And that was from last July. So 2 months later, you had a PET scan, and it was done to determine if the mass was cancerous or not, and the mass was found to be gone. So you're convinced, Kathy, if I understand correctly, that you could actually feel this mass begin to dissolve, heal itself, resolve in whatever way we envision it as soon as Dr. Nemeh started working with you. Can you help me understand what you felt was going on?
When I was in the office and Dr. Nemeh was working on me and doing the acupuncture and praying and doing spiritual prayer and talking, and he came up into my chest area and was doing the acupuncture and the infrared light, and then all of a sudden I just started to take this breath, and I just kept breathing, and it was like the first time like my chest opened up. And he was so cute, Dr. Nemeh, he said, Kathy, he says, you have to leave some air in the room for me. It's a small office.
Were you surprised when several months later you had this PET scan and they couldn't find the mass anymore?
I was shocked at first. It was like I couldn't believe that this happened. Well, because the doctor couldn't believe it. He says, I never get to tell my patients this, but you're clean, that your mass is gone. It's totally gone.
You know, we actually contacted Kathy's doctor, Dr. James Kelly, and he gave us this quote. Now, I'm just going to put it up on the screen so we can all see it. All I can say is, I'm quoting him, there was something there, and now it's not. We just don't know. It makes you scratch your head. Now, that's a very honest answer, because we don't often understand what's going on, and so this tends to befuddle us. Kathy, help me and everybody else understand what you think is happening. How can you explain to people who just can't believe this is possible, that Dr. Nemeh helped clear your lung mass?
I always had faith, but this renewed my faith more than ever. And I have to tell you, Dr. Kelly does think that I was blessed with the miracle.
Well, there's another theory. I'm just going to put it out there. And one is that this was an infection of some kind, and that resolved itself. And I'm going to offer this because, as I said at the beginning, we're opening a door. This whole show was about starting to explore something that we just don't understand. And we're all going to have to decide on our own how to deal with this information.